John, that was very kind of you to blame the meeting on Zoom. But in full transparency, I failed to manage the Zoom login that day.
That's okay.
Which followed with me failing to manage the board meeting the next night on Zoom as well. So I was batting 0 for 2 while I was away. But hey,
It's all right. It's all right.
you know, let the first person here who's never made a mistake throw a stone at me. How's that? So I would imagine that every one of us walked in today with some mountain, some kind of mountain in our lives, something symbolic, a situation, a habit, a fear, right? A relationship, a question that maybe feels impossible or improbable or something along those lines. There's probably something that all of us can look at in our lives that isn't quite the way we would want it. And there's a great scripture for that from Isaiah. It's every valley shall be lifted up and every mountain and hill made low. And what that points to is that faith, that there is something about the way we can approach life. So obviously this isn't geography we're talking about. It's not about erasing things. It's not about trying to cover things up. It's actually about understanding that throughout our lives, and you've probably all experienced this, there's going to be peaks and valleys, right? There's going to be moments where things seem to be really wonderful, and there's going to be moments where maybe they don't feel so good. And somewhere through all of that, we find a balance in our lives where we understand that those moments are going to come and they're going to go. And part of the process that I would say is never letting things get too high and never letting things get too low, right? And so what we might need in there are some practices that allow us to manage those things as we move forward. So what I've come to realize, and maybe this is true for you, is that having a daily practice, whatever it looks like, because there's no right way to do it, there's no one way to do it, but to have moments every day where we can step aside and just take a breath and breathe and even just have a conversation with ourselves about what we're experiencing, to maybe take a pause or a time out when we're in a moment of being triggered with a situation, remembering to just take a pause. And I've come to realize that, I don't know if you remember, but I've wrestled a little bit with this idea of belief and this idea of faith. And so I have established a great faith within myself that my life is taken care of. I don't actually need to worry about things. Doesn't mean I don't, but I actually don't need to. And for me, that's different than belief. And so I've got some notes here on this I want to kind of go over. So belief to me tends to be a mental assent, an idea accepted as true, often inherited, reinforced, or defended. And once belief hardens, it can stop listening. You know, you get stuck in this is what I believe or this is what I was taught to believe, and the door is closed. There is no opening for anything different. It can become loyal to an idea even when that idea contradicts compassion, wisdom, or lived truth. So we can get stuck, is what I'm trying to point to, is we can get stuck in a belief system that really isn't what we think it is. And that to me is where it can become dangerous, because it can override our consciousness. It can justify harm. It can say, this must be right because I believe it is. And faith, the way I see it, is something else entirely. Faith is not certainty without question. Faith is that ability to be in the question all the time and to really have a look at yourself in any given situation. Faith is strength and relationship with truth. So belief is often about holding an idea, whereas faith is about being held by something deeper. Do you get that distinction? Mm-hmm. That I know when I am troubled, when I'm not feeling like I've been my best, I can rely on a deeper faith of truth within me and feel like I have a partner, that there's something I can go to that will help me manage my nervous system or my experience of life in that moment. Something that continues to question, soften, and often refine me. That's how I view faith. So belief can become unexamined loyalty. Faith, by contrast, requires ongoing integrity. Right? It's not just being loyal to something because that's what I've always done and that's what I believe. It's actually willing to look at that and say, is that even true today? Faith does not demand obedience to ideas. It demands fidelity to compassion, dignity, truth as it unfolds, and the sacredness of life itself. So I've been wrestling with this for probably 18 months of what is the difference to me between faith and belief, because I used to be in the place of having beliefs. And it was always kind of felt odd to me to have, what was that distinction between faith and belief? To believe something versus to have that sort of blind faith, if you will. That idea of my life is taken care of, or I am loved, or I am loving, and holding on to that, not as a belief, but as an actual truth and a faith that I can, when I think about it, I think of when I'm in trouble, running home to something. That I have this place that I can go and sort of root myself down. So in Matthew 17:20, the scripture is, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. And nowhere does it say believe harder in that, right? It doesn't say believe more. That's not what that message is. And it's not saying convince yourself of something. It's more about speaking a truth and actually honoring that truth and living it. And getting the emotion in there, right? Well, you know how it is when you really feel great about something. It just seems to work a little easier in our lives. At least that's been my experience. That when I embody something, it has a different connotation or a different energy to me than when I'm just trying to think myself into something. So yeah, there's another scripture, Mark, which is have faith in God, which we've talked about. What is God for you? That's entirely up to you to decide. But whoever says to this mountain and does not doubt it in their heart. Right? And that's another thing about faith for me, is it resides in here. There's a truth in my heart that lets me know I'm on the right path, or that I'm walking in that faith alongside me. So yesterday, so first of all, how many people were at a white stone ceremony or have done one recently? Okay, a number of people, right? So you have a word or a phrase for the year, and this might be a good time to reflect on what that was. And so yesterday, I had some weakness in my mental capacity yesterday. And I gave in to some of the things that I don't want to give into in my life. Anybody here?
Oh, sure.
I'm not the only one, right? That sometimes the bag of potato chips wins, or whatever that is, whatever that looks like, right? So the chocolate craving, right? The anger moment, the judgment moment, right? So I had some of those yesterday. And so actually this morning I was feeling pretty lousy about myself earlier this morning from that experience. And before I go there, I just remembered something. this morning at about 10 a.m., I was sitting on the sofa, and I was just kind of going over my notes, and Leslie came out and said, in her pajamas, and said, "Could you imagine if we had to be at the center right now?" And I was like, no way could I do 10 a.m. service. It's not even possible. So I was so grateful this morning for 1 o'clock. I got to tell you, there was no chance I could have been here this morning ready to do anything. And yeah, Leslie would be here in her pajamas. I wouldn't have shaved. Anyhow. So, anyhow, this morning I was feeling a little bit down about myself for having given in, right? Having had this weakness, this weakening moment in my life. So I journaled about this, and I, went through the process of talking to myself about this experience. And I realized also that part of this for me was a faith moment, that I actually believed, there's that word, but I actually had this faith and belief, because belief can work, but I actually had this faith and belief that if I journaled about this, if I got really true with myself and wrote out that experience, that there would be a healing for me in that I would be able to actually let it go and leave it leave it on the page. That's it. Yes, this is what happened. Yes, I did what I did not want to do. And it's okay. I'm human. I'm going to have these moments. And what was really interesting was, as I was writing, what occurred or what happened is my imagination stepped in to be creative. Like, what could I do about this? How could I turn this into something for myself? So, despite the doubt or the inner noise, this faith that was moving through me allowed me to actually leave it there, say, okay, I'm done with that. And then I got into a very creative spell afterward. And I think I'm sharing this with you to let you know that we can develop things for ourselves, tools, processes, ways of being that can walk us through these moments in life where we don't have to carry it around. Because there would be a time in my past where I would have carried that into my day, maybe the next day, maybe a week, of feeling I've let myself down, I'm not worthy of even loving myself in this moment from that experience, as opposed to saying, hey, you know what, it's okay. These things happen. I know I can do better, and I will do better. And here's actually how I might do better. Here's what I can get excited about in my life and leave that to the past. So I actually wrote, I am the ability to live truthfully and into my potential. And that's my faith speaking, living from this idea that I have this divine potential in me, that I have this truth. And my 2 words for this year, so getting back to the white stone, because I did 2 white stone ceremonies, I do every year. And so my 2 words are truth and potential. And so I was able to bring those into my journaling this morning and see how can this serve me. So I invite you throughout the year to, if you have a word or a phrase for the year, when you're having these moments, to revisit it, to use it as a strength, as a guide, because let's face it, if you're like me, that came to you out of nowhere. It didn't, I was actually a little worried on the 4th last Sunday because I didn't have a word for the year. And I'm sitting at Unity going, oh my God, I don't have a word for the year. How could this be? And as soon as I, of course, let go and stopped thinking about it, boom, it showed up. And so that to me is a sign that this is something for me to work on this year. So I have here, faith doesn't push the mountain. Isn't that what you said earlier, that Josh was going to?
Yeah.
Anyhow, faith moves me, my words, my posture, my next step. That's what we can rely on with faith. And again, we're walking alongside that. And so with that, I'll invite us to maybe take a moment and reflect on our word from last week, bring it into our awareness for a few moments together and revisit it. And maybe I'll invite you to also do this at home as well, as often as you can, is to revisit that experience and what that is saying to you.